What it do? Whoa, hold on a second, guys. There we go. Hold on, I'm getting pretty good at this. Wham. Whoa. Okay, I'm done. Anyway, so we're here today with a quick video. I'm just going to explain to you guys what a vacancy rate is and how that's calculated. If you're on this channel, it's probably because you are a real estate investor looking to be one, have rental properties, or looking to acquire more, and just continually educate yourself as I am. Vacancy rate, what does that mean? It means when a property goes vacant, you don't want to be, putting up the money for it. You want to get it rented out as soon as possible. Initially, when you're analyzing the rental property, is you do want to account for vacancy because you're not always going to collect $1,000 a month, but you don't want to pay is, a month's worth of mortgage payment because you can't get a tenant in there. So how do you figure out what the best number is to use to calculate, what you should be setting aside from that rental income when you are collecting it, so that rental income can pay for that vacancy should you have one for an extended period of time? So let's get right into my display, and I'll go ahead and show you guys. Actually, I'll move myself up there. So typically, if you're following along with the mouse, you'll have a calculator like this and you'll type in the purchase price, if you're paying points, repair costs, yada, yada, yada. I'll get to a lot of this stuff in other videos. Today, we are talking about the notorious vacancy rate. Pretty sure that you've heard that 5% is a common vacancy amount to deduct from your gross. So basically what this says is if you're collecting $1,000 a month, in rent, you should be putting 5% of that aside for future vacancies so it doesn't come out of your pocket. That would be $50. If you were renting this property, let's say for $2,000 a month, you should be putting aside $100 a month, for those future vacancies. If it's $800 a month, you're putting away 40. Who came up with 5%? This is kind of where the logic kicks in. Let's say it takes you an entire month to rent out, your unit, which that's kind of poor marketing on your end. You should be able to turn units few days, week, 2 max. But let's just say, 1 month and 2 years, you typically don't want to have turnover too fast, every single year or shorter than that. Let's just say 2 years, the tenant stays in there and then they move out and it takes you a month to lease it out. So 1 month divided by 24 months gives you 0.04, almost 4%. That's why, a lot of people do use the 5% because it's, fair enough. Now, if you're able to, let's say, you break that 1 month down into weeks, use 0.25, which is a quarter of 4, which would be 4 weeks equals a month. And now you divide that by 24, the 2 years, now you're at 0.01, less than a percent that you could use to calculate. But in real estate, math matters, guys. You do not want to speculate. You want to calculate, give yourself some time. Hey, maybe you think you can turn a unit, in 2-3 days, get somebody in there, swap out carpet real quick, paint. You already have a tenant lined up. The more efficient you become, the better this number is going to be. But when you're evaluating a property, up front hand, you want to account for worst case scenario, because if it turns out to be better, hey, great for you. But don't speculate, calculate. That's how people typically come up with that 5% rule. It's a number that I use, fairly simple when I'm analyzing the property right up front, and it lets me know how much money should I put aside from the gross rents to be safe in case a turnover takes me long. So I'm not actually taking money out of my pocket and covering that mortgage. I've already saved from the previous tenant and their rent collection to cover that cost. So that's it, guys. Vacancy rate, quick and simple. If you got any questions, drop them down below and let me know your thoughts. See you on the next one.